You know, as a fan of women's wrestling for 15 years, you can say you've seen it all. But when it comes to a company that is known for having the quote-unquote best knockouts division, you just want to toss in a towel and say, I give up. That's what I feel. You know, you give time and time with these chances with them. You want to give chances, but you just can't. That's why I prefer NXT, because there are chances here, and they're really tearing up on the WWE main roster. But I'm not going to talk about them because they deserve to have more praise. But it's the frustration that goes on in TNA today regarding the knockouts division. A couple years ago, 8 years ago to be exact, this division was popping and had things left and right going on here. And then 8 years later, it's like, where's the direction now? Alright, I'm going to start with a couple things that I noticed. On Tuesday, you had a stable, beautiful people reunite as faces, where a couple weeks ago you had Velvet and Madison going at it, and you had Angelina and her going at it, and then they reunite to go against the Dollhouse. That I could understand, but honestly, I think the beautiful people thing is, with considering that all three of them have won the Knockouts Championship, is starting to get a little bit old now. The Dollhouse, you can understand because they're a new stable, but adding Rebel, okay, I can understand that, but where's she gonna go? It's like, is the Dollhouse starting to become the NWO? It's confusing. It's like, what type of storyline are you gonna have with that? Are you gonna put the three of them on the beautiful people side to be what they were a couple years ago? They've won titles over the years, so acknowledge that. But I don't know what they're doing with that. But I want to talk about the Knockouts title for a couple minutes here, because I feel that it's starting to become, what's that proper term? A pinball again. And it's starting to become status quo again. Yes, I know I'm using that term where CM Punk used it back in 2011. But I'm going to say it because this is what it reminds me of. A couple weeks ago, you had Brooke finally win her third championship after 3 years by defeating Taryn Terrell, who was the longest running Knockouts champion at the time, and still has that record to this day, obviously. And knowing Taryn and Brooke, you have a storyline. And then on the other side, you have Gail Kim, who I support as well, come in and has a mission to go against the Dollhouse. That I can understand, because Marty and Jade are new girls. But Taryn and Gail continuation, that started 2 years ago. It was good at first, but I think it's starting to become outplayed. It's starting to become a little bit over now, and it's getting boring and boring, and it's getting boring, more boring. Not going to disrespect any of the girls in TNA, because it's not their fault. But what happened was last night, and I don't want to spoil it, so I'm going to use a spoiler alert here. Gail wins her 5th title, where Brooke only had it for a couple days, a couple weeks, I should say. I think she won it back at the end of June, I'm going to say, before it started taping. But if you think of it, why is that TNA? I mean, no disrespect to Gail or anyone like that. I'm not going to disrespect anyone in the roster, because I believe that everyone works hard to get where they are, regardless of what goes on. You know, maybe this is my personality. I give a lot of respect to people like that. But this is just me and how I am. No disrespect to anyone on that roster. But why is that TNA having the focus on one particular person, where you have other girls that can hold the Knockouts Championship? I feel bad for Brooke in this, because Brooke worked hard. She got back to where she wanted to be. But then to have it drop to Gail, it's like, what was the point? You know, I understand there's outrage regarding this. I understand there's Brooke fans that want to see her hold the title, which I completely understand. You know, I'm not the biggest Brooke fan out there, but I believe that over the course of the years, she has been improved. She's improved greatly, and it gives something new to her. A different face to hold the title. Honestly, this is like lost cause now, because who's Gail going to feud with? Well, I already said it's probably going to set up a new roster, but what happens if she beats Taryn? Who's she going to go against? It doesn't make sense. Are we going to have Kong versus her again for the bazillion time? You know, like I said, no disrespect to anyone on this roster, but I just feel that TNA needs to have separate girls, different girls, to hold that title and be in different storylines. That's what I just feel. You know, for the past years, I would give them my money regarding these knockouts, but I can't give them my money knowing them that they're going to push status quo again. I mean, like I said, no disrespect. I'm just being quite honest. But that's what I just have to say about this. You know, TNA, I've been rooting for you for the past year to fix your shit. You're not fixing your shit and giving what everyone wants. You know, I already hounded you for the photo shoot, so what is so hard with giving something different? You know, the NXT girls, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha, who I saw a couple weeks ago in Philadelphia, had a phenomenal match, and you don't see WWE handing Charlotte again the title. Sasha has the title. They're giving other girls opportunities and the chance. That's what you guys need to do. Like, you know, I don't disrespect anyone in anywhere, but you guys need to get your shit together. That's what I just have to say about that.